Good evening and welcome to the 7 o'clock English news from the Sultanate Oman Television. First, the headlines. The Minister of Commerce and Industry refers to the public prosecution the case of contaminated fuel in the governorates of North Baltina and Brahmi. Cryptocurrencies risks are addressed in the annual OIC CERT cybersecurity drill. And the Ministry of Manpower, in cooperation with the Ministry of Oil and Gas, launches the program for the National Occupation Standards for Oil and Gas sector. Those are the headlines, and now the news in detail. The Minister of Commerce and Industry announced the completion of cleaning works which were restored in the fuel stations affected by the sediments which were found in the premium fuel. The Ministry investigations and laboratory tests have established that the sediments were found in one of the fuel shipments transported from the Sohar storage facility to a number of fuel stations in the governorates of North Baltina and Brahmi. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry also stated that the matter was referred to the public prosecution to take necessary action as no amicable solution was reached during the Ministry's meetings with OPEC and the three companies whose fuel stations were affected by the incident. The Ministry added that it will closely follow up with the case, taking into account the interests of vehicle owners. Under the theme that risks of dealing with digital currency, the Oman Computer Emergency Response Team and the Information Technology Authority hosted the annual Organization of Islamic Cooperation Cybersecurity. We have more details in a report by Saleh bin Khalfan Rahbi.
The Oman Computer Emergency Response Team, OCERT, at the Information Technology Authority hosted the annual Organization of Islamic Cooperation Cybersecurity Drill. The drill is conducted online and addresses cryptocurrencies risks and emerging threats.
The scenario today will address this issue from two perspectives. The first one is going to be basically injecting a malware into a machine that belongs to an organizations, where it's going to basically utilize the resources and the computing power of those infected machines to do a data mining for the Bitcoin currency. And the second is basically going to take an effect once this machine is disconnected from the internet, where it's going to encrypt all the important and critical files and folder on those compromised machine, requesting a ransom in order basically to decrypt.
This annual drill aims to test the communication capabilities of the OIC CERT member countries, check the processes and procedures in managing contingencies, test the technical competencies of participating teams, and simulate cross-border cooperation in mitigating information security incidents.
Our role as Oman National CERT, in addition to developing the cybersecurity drill scenarios and managing the drill, is basically to train other participating teams on how to deal with such cyber attacks. I would like to highlight that ransomware attacks are increasing in trend worldwide. And in Oman, we have dealt with a quite number of ransomware cyber attacks targeting the government's entities.
The drill comes in line with the latest developments in the digital currency and the risks and threats surrounding it. The exercise simulates the attack of networks and systems of financial institutions to exploit the possibilities of these networks and systems to issue new digital currencies. For the Sultanate of Oman Television, Saleh bin Khalfan Al-Rahbi, Muscat.
To establish national standards for all jobs listed in oil sector and link the job vacancies with qualified and skilled manpower, Ministry of Manpower in cooperation with Ministry of Oil and Gas launched the program for the National Occupational Standards for Oil and Gas sector. The program, which was launched under the auspices of His Excellency Salim Al-Aufi, the Undersecretary of Ministry of Oil and Gas, aims at equipping the national manpower with the skills and qualification set that they require to compete with their fellow expatriates. The program will create a clear terms of reference and job requirements for each occupation in order to develop skilled and qualified national workforce capable of meeting the market needs on one hand and developing structural learning and educational program on the other hand. Cooperative economics, a recent economic system that aim at utilizing unused assets or resources owned by others but managed through smart applications. Economic experts affirm that these types of economies will drastically change the economic and social relations for individuals and countries. Uber, which is a cross-national corporation that relies on the cooperation of vehicle ownership and the smart application, started in 2009 without owning a single taxi. However, its current market value has reached over 72 billion US dollars. A specialized study confirmed that a number of factors contributed to the development of cooperative economies in Gulf countries have large young workforce that relies on the use of technology, which is essential to establish this type of economy. A workshop on the pisciculture revealed that the quantity of tilapia fish produced by the hatchery ponds in the Sultanate reached 77 tons, and new projects of shrimp pisciculture. It came during a meeting between Omani traders, Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and a number of specialized French companies. The workshop aimed to get acquainted with the modern techniques in pisciculture industry. The workshop discussed the successful experiences of the Omani traders after they received support from the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth, which promote their production. During the workshop, scientific work papers on pisciculture were presented by experts and specialists from various institutions. Still to come, our news bulletin. Curious whistles and chirrups echo through the jungle around the remote Indian village of Kong Tong, which is an extraordinary tradition that may even be unique. Welcome back to the news. Seeking to harness all possibilities of Royal Oman Police and qualify its affiliates to participate in Al-Shmukh 2 and Swift Sword 3 exercises, the Directorate General of Operations organized an open study day to clarify tasks and roles of all participants from the ROP formations. The role of ROP in this exercise will be represented in preserving general security of the country in emergency cases. The Directorate also organized a number of work sessions to prepare abilities and possibilities that qualify ROP in dealing with such events. Commercial operations at the Duqm Airport passenger terminal commenced yesterday. The airport will play a prominent role in supporting projects at the Special Economic Zone of Duqm and in the governorates of Al-Wusta in general. Our reporter Saleh bin Khalfan Rahbi has more details in the following report.
At Duqm Airport Passenger Terminal in the Governorate of Al-Wusta started operations after completing all construction packages at a cost of around 90 million Omani riyals.
This is a very important milestone towards completing the balance airports in the Sultanate, and Duqm Airport is surely today the commercial operation will add a lot of value, not only to the government of Al-Wusta in relation to tourism and the economic development of this governorate, but also will add a lot of value to the major investment projects in the economic free zone here in Duqm.
This area has a very unique climate. When you talk about the climate, temperature, the average temperature annually it's about 35, so I'm sure in future it will attract. Plus also we have a very nice also tourism zone has been planned within the master plan of Duqm. This zone has a very nice also seafront, white sand beaches, as well as already we have 3 of ITC integrated tourism complex start, and I'm sure that of course no doubt that the airport can bring tourism attraction for the special economic zone in Duqm.
With its state-of-the-art operational facilities, Duqm Airport is the 3rd airport in the Sultanate that enters into service after Muscat International Airport and Salalah Airport.
Duqm Airport is a key enabler assets to the business opportunities which is here in Duqm. Today we have lots of projects which is related to the infrastructure of Duqm, such as the refineries, petrochemicals, and operational projects such as the dry dock and the port of Duqm. With these projects, they require a very strong bonded corridor to flow of passengers and as well flow of cargo. And what we see this airport will be the critical assets for the economy zone here to enable all these projects and to link them to the world either directly or through other airports within Oman.
In this airport we have recruited almost 100% Omanis as part of the ground handling company, but Oman Aviation Services is a group that has 5 companies under it. One is Oman ground handling, catering, cargo, duty-free, and hospitality. Overall in the group we have around 75% Omanization. The main company that is in the airport, which is the ground handling company in Muscat and Salalah, in total we have 9 airports, and the percentage of Omanization is around 83%. We have, alhamdulillah, secured a lot of jobs for Omanis. During that time when we were transiting into the new Muscat airport, more than 450 Omanis recruited over the last 2 years.
It is worth mentioning that the first flight that landed in the new Duqm Airport was Oman Air WY935 coming from Muscat. The airport's capacity is estimated at 500,000 passengers per year, with the potential to expand to 2 million passengers a year. With all of its facilities in operation, Duqm Airport will contribute to supporting the projects at the Special Economic Zone in Duqm and enhancing the national economy. From Duqm Airport, Saleh Bukhalfan Al-Rahbi, Al-Wusta Governorate.
In a statement to the Sultan of Oman Radio and TV, His Excellency Dr. Mohammed bin Nasser Al-Zaabi, CEO of the Public Authority for Civil Aviation, Parker, stated that Oman Aviation Group is currently floating tenders for private investment of the 3rd phase of Sohar Airport.
With regards to Muscat International Airport, we have 2 other facilities to come, the catering building and the maintenance, the aircraft maintenance facility. And we expect them to be finished, hopefully, over one of them by end of the year, which is the catering building, and the maintenance hangar should be finished sometimes next year. Next to that, we have surely Sohar Airport. Package 1 and 2 have been completed a while ago. The airport is in operation, and now the Oman Aviation Group is working on floating a tender for the private investment of Package 3, which includes the terminal building and the other facilities. Recently, a consultant has been awarded a contract to carry out a feasibility study. Also, in addition to that, to come up with the best options for the private investment in the Package 3.
Reviewing a summary of implementing decisions and discussing implemented plans and programs, in various fields of craft sector topped the discussions of the Board of Directors of the Public Authority for Crafts Industries in its second meeting of the year. It also reviewed the public plan for the authority in 2019, which included a number of projects specialized for encouraging entrepreneurship and investments aspects and increase their contribution in GDP, in addition to discuss articles of estimated budget for the coming year. The meeting was chaired by Her Excellency Sheikha Aisha bint Khalfan Siyabia, chairperson of the Public Authority for Craft Industries. The Minister of Sports Affairs revealed in a press conference details of the 6th edition of Youth Innovation Clubs Competition 2018-2019. The competition, which will start 1st October, aims to develop the youth works at clubs and to enable them to interact with different cultural, social, arts and sports activities. It will focus on a number of aspects, mainly theatre, cinema, fine arts, photography, digital design, sports, commentary, poetry and speech. It's worth mentioning that the competition will be held in 3 stages and the registration will be online through the competition website. The technical committee concerned by the interim planning mechanism discussed on its meeting today 118 technical and planning topics. The meeting reviewed also economy and investment projects, 114 topics of them in the Governorate of Muscat, 2 topics in the Governorate of Musandam and other different topics in a number of other governorates. The National Business Centre, affiliated to the public institution or Institute for Industrial Estates, organized an open discussion session between a number of Omani female entrepreneurs and experts from the project of dialogue between EU and GCC countries about economy diversification. The session aimed to understand the challenges faced by female entrepreneurs developing their commercial business, especially exporting to European Union. The session also discussed ambitions of growth for small and medium-sized enterprises and discovering obstacles to growth, in addition to initiatives which can be established between the EU and the Sultanate for overcoming these challenges and open new markets for Omani services and products for small and medium-sized projects. And finally, 700 residents of Kong Tong village in northeast of India each have a name in the form of a song. A tradition, villagers say, dates back 4 centuries and seen as an expression of maternal love. We have details on that in the following report.
These aren't just made-up melodies. The 700 residents of Kong Thong village in northeast India each have a name in the form of a song.
This song which I will sing now belongs to my daughter Solidarity. We sing it in the fields.
Villagers say the tradition dates back 4 centuries and is an expression of maternal love. Each musical name traditionally used in the forest has 2 versions, a short one and a long one.
Suppose we are far away and we want to call our friends or relatives. If we call them by their names or nicknames, there might be some confusion because it doesn't always refer just to a particular person. While with this, we know that it's our own song.
Villagers do maintain a regular official name, but they're rarely used.
If my mom is not angry, then she will call me by song, or she can just whistling me. But because she's calling me by my name, then automatically it comes to my mind that I've done something wrong and it's trouble for me.
The village has long remained isolated from the rest of the world, but things are changing and modernity is creeping in. But for now, Kong Thong's youth are still in tune with tradition.
Now for the other focus around the Sultanate, cloudy skies prevail over the coastal areas of the Governorate of Bofar and its nearby mountains, with chances of intermittent drizzle. The rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies, with chances of cloud accumulation and scattered rainfall over the higher mountains. Low clouds and fog late at night and early morning are expected over the coastal area of the Arabian Sea and the Sea of Oman. Winds will be southeasterly light to moderate and seas will be slight to moderate with a maximum wave height of 1.45 meters. Watching the Sultan of Oman television before we enter tonight's bulletin, the main points once again. The Minister of Commerce and Industry refers to the public prosecution the case of contaminated fuel in the governorates of North Batna and Al Brahmi. Cryptocurrencies risks are addressed in an annual OIC CERT cybersecurity drill. And the Minister of Manpower in cooperation with the Ministry of Oil and Gas launches the program for the National Occupation Standards for Oil and Gas sector. And with that, I've come to the end of tonight's news bulletin from all of us here in the newsroom in the studios. Thanks for watching. Good night.